Hey, hi, hello everybody. Welcome back to Talent's Perspective. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today I wanted to do a video on advocating for yourself. What does that mean? Two different things. First off, I'm going to explain what that looks like in a health aspect, as in going to doctors, talking to nurses, specialists, therapists, all of that. So that's one side. And the other side is having to do with relationships. Family members, friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, any kind of other outside relationship that is not physical or mental. I'm going to get onto both sides of it and kind of explain what that looks like and the best way for you to constantly advocate for yourself, be your own biggest fan, and making sure that you are always on your own side. This is super duper important to me in my life in so many ways, and I feel like especially being a woman, we have our own whole other aspect that men will never have to deal with as far as women's rights and stuff like that. So I'm not going to get into that, but I'm definitely going to get into everybody, including men, not just women, but advocating for yourselves, speaking up when you are okay with something, speaking up when you are not okay with something, and making sure that you're giving your body the absolute 100% love and affection that it deserves. Because if you are not your own biggest fan, no one else will be. So no one else's opinions matter except for your own. So if you are not 100% happy with yourself and the support system that you have built around you, whether that is doctors and nurses or friends and family and boyfriend and girlfriends, whatever that looks like, I'm here to explain to you guys what I have done to get to where I am, because I have such an amazing support system. I did not always have an amazing support system. I did not always have great doctors or nurses by my side, and I have not had great friends or family sometimes supporting me. So I have been through it all. I understand that everyone goes through their own issues and struggles, but the biggest thing that I have learned throughout my life is learning to be an advocate, learning to say yes, and then more importantly, learning to say no. Respecting yourself enough to say no to someone, no matter what the cause is. So that is what this video is going to be about, guys. I'm going to jump right in and start out with my health first, and then we will transform a little bit later and move on to relationships outside of doctors and nurses. So let's jump right in. A big problem that I faced was being presented with all of these options that, yes, every single one of them came with side effects. When you are on medication of any form, it'll give you a side effect. When you do any kind of treatment or procedure, it gives you a side effect. So it's definitely more of weighing the pros and cons. Do I want this? Am I okay with this or not? And that is something that I definitely learned to pick up along the way, and now I'm a pro at this because I've had nurses and doctors that have come into my room and not know what they're doing. For example, I have had nurses that come in and try to poke me and stab my IV. I'm sure lots of you understand this, but they will go in with an IV and miss it and pop the vein and try and go in and out and in and out and try and move it around, and I'm sitting here crying saying take it out, and nurses think that they're okay and they can do it, and they're just going to keep forcing the needle in and out of your arm. That is something that I had to deal with for a very long time. I now have a port, so I do not have to struggle with this, but this is something that a lot of my friends with chronic illnesses deal with. But when you have a nurse that is sitting here telling you, no, I got it, it's fine, I got it, that is not okay. That is not okay, and you need to say, no, take it out right now. And you might sound mean, it might not feel okay, but this is something that has definitely physically hurt me while they're doing it, but emotionally hurt me long term, because it is traumatizing. When you have somebody going in and doing something that you're not okay with and that hurts you, it is traumatizing. And every time I had to go back and get IVs, get blood drawn before I had my port, it kind of caused me an anxiety attack because I was stressed out that they were going to mess it up like they had so many other times before. So guys, saying no to a nurse, for one, when you are getting your blood drawn, is a big one. That is something that I have definitely learned to stand up for. Another aspect is when it comes to doctors. Doctors are amazing most of the time, but some of the time they do not understand that they are still just a physician. They are just one person, and they do not know you and your body, and there are other options too. So just because they say something is, doesn't mean it is. I have had people go into a doctor, tell them what's wrong, and then their doctor tell them, oh yeah, it's just this, or it's just this, and you can do, yoga to fix that, or you can talk to a therapist to fix that. Whatever it is, they try to downplay it sometimes. I'm not saying every doctor, but I'm saying I have personally experienced this. A lot of my friends and family with chronic illnesses have experienced this, and it's very difficult. Sitting in a doctor's office, someone who's supposed to be helping you and trying to listen to their advice, but also having somebody tell you that something is not as bad as you think it is, or having somebody say that it is in your head. Quick shout out, guys, it is not in your head. If something is wrong with you and you know something is wrong with you, physical pain or mental pain, you are not crazy. There is nothing wrong with you. I have had so many doctors tell me, it's just in your head, just do some yoga, just go talk to a therapist, maybe just do some acupuncture, because they think that I am either faking it or they just do not want to do the effort to find out what is wrong. That is not okay. That is where advocating for yourself comes in handy, guys. When a doctor is telling you, hey, I don't think it's that serious, or, we'll come to that step later, we can talk about that later. No. That is where you stand up and you use your big voice and you say, no, I want to learn more about this, or I'm going to get a second opinion, because there is nothing wrong with getting a second opinion. There is nothing wrong with not liking the doctor you have and switching. I have switched multiple doctors, just even primary care. I have switched within the last few years because I did not have a doctor that thought something was that wrong with me, or they didn't try hard enough to take care of my body and to figure out what was wrong. So when you are in a position where you feel like you are being talked over or looked over, or your health problems or your mental state is being almost pushed aside, do not think that you are stuck with the same doctor or feel like you cannot talk to somebody else about what is going on, because you can. There are plenty of other doctors. There are plenty of other people who will go back, look at your scans, do more research, put more effort in. Because you are sitting with this one doctor does not mean you are stuck with them. Because a nurse is sitting here drawing your blood and won't take it out does not mean you cannot yell at them and say, take that out of my arm. I know it might be hard for some of you guys. I'm not saying I was always like this. My mom and I had a very hard time at the beginning saying, oh, I don't really like that treatment, or is that really a good idea, or no, there is nothing wrong with it. And I'm telling you guys, all of my people in my life, chronic illnesses, physical illnesses, mental illnesses, if there is something that you are needing help with, you will find someone out there who is willing to listen to you, listen to your concerns, hear out what you are comfortable doing, what you are not comfortable doing, and finding an option that is going to work best with you and your body. There is always an option. There is always another way. So do not think that there is not another option, because there is. That is why right now I have nothing but the best team by my side. My specialists have all been sought out. I have met with each of them. I got to decide if I liked them, if I liked the way that they did their treatments, if I liked the way that they talked to me as a patient and as a human, and actually looked at me as a human. Because another problem that I find is finding a doctor who looks at you as a case and doesn't look at you as a human and just says, okay, well, we're just going to do this, this, and this, and checks off the list, but doesn't sit back and talk to you and say, this is what this treatment option is, and this is how it's going to make you feel. How would you feel about that? Would you be open to trying this? Would you be comfortable with this? If a doctor is not asking you if you are comfortable with what they are about to do to your body, or what medicines they are about to give you, or the therapy or the conversations that they are having with you, they are not a good fit, and it is okay to leave. So that is what I have to say on all of that, guys. I just wanted to throw that out there because it is super important to me that I have people who are on my side, because if I don't, I would not be in as good of health as I am right now if I had just let doctors run my life and tell me what I could and couldn't do, and I didn't have the option to leave and be vocal about what I wanted and what was okay with my body. I wouldn't be in as great a condition as I am right now. I wouldn't be as physically or as mentally okay as I am now. So to everyone dealing with any kind of doctor or physician that you are not comfortable with, please know it is okay to stand up and say that I'm not okay with that. or say, is there a different option? Or if they have crossed that line too many times and you have tried everything, it is okay to say, thank you, but I'm going to look for a different physician and get a second opinion. It's okay to do that, and I 100% am on your side. And if you need help finding another doctor, guys, I will try to let you know if you are struggling with a doctor and you need help knowing if they are a good fit for you. Please talk to me, because I hate to see people that I love going through a hard time already and then having to face a doctor who tells them, one, it's in their head, or two, gives them options that they are not comfortable with. So please feel free to ask me questions. Okay guys, brief intermission. I'm actually going to cut this video off because I wanted to do 2 videos, because this is actually such an important topic to me, and because I didn't realize as I was making this video, I was kind of talking to multiple people with chronic illnesses, trying to get some ideas and talk to them about their experiences with doctors and people that didn't listen, and also just relationships in general. So because I had so many questions and so many people that were wanting to hear about this topic, it ended up being a much longer video than I had thought. So I decided 2 is better than 1, so we are just going to end this video right now, and I'm going to push you on over to my next one. And this next video will be continued off, same topic about advocating for yourself, but instead of the doctor and nurse aspect of it, I'm going to be talking about the relationship aspect of it, whether it is a boyfriend, girlfriend, family member, friend, whatever kind of advocation that is for yourself. I'm going to be talking all about that in my next video. So thank you guys for bearing with me. Kind of a quick end to this, and then a quick jump into my next video. So let's just start all off and see how it goes. Thanks for watching, guys.